papers, we extracted 4 main recurring themes. The exams relentlessly target definitions and scope, utility, elasticity of demand, and economic laws. And the cool thing is, by structuring your learning around these 4 pillars, you don't just study to pass a test, you're actually building a really solid working knowledge of microeconomic principles.
Section 1. Defining economics itself.
It's actually fascinating how heavily these exams focus on just establishing what economics means, way before they ever ask you to do any math or plot a graph. The examiners really want to see that you understand the field's historical and theoretical evolution. For example, across the March 2022 papers, students are explicitly asked for a full 14-mark discussion comparing the wealth definition, Adam Smith's early view that focused purely on the production of money, with the welfare definition, which shifted the focus over to human well-being. And you aren't just memorizing definitions here. You have to state the specific limitations of the wealth definition, explaining exactly why just focusing on wealth wasn't enough.
Now, if there's a VIP of these exams, it is absolutely Professor Lionel Robbins. Every single exam paper we analyzed across both August and March demands a full 14-mark deep dive into his definition. This is the idea that economics is the science of scarcity, studying how we balance our unlimited wants with totally limited resources. And the prompt doesn't just ask what is it. No, it specifically mandates that you explain it, evaluate it, and state its overall importance.
Zooming out a bit from those specific definitions, the exams also look at the big picture. In the short notes sections, which by the way are worth 14 marks for writing on 2 topics, and in the long-form questions, you're frequently asked to broadly explain the concept, the scope, and the general nature of economics. They basically want to know that you grasp the actual practical boundaries of what an economist studies.
Section 2. The mechanics of utility.
Okay, so once the exams are satisfied that you know what economics actually is, they pivot entirely to how consumers find value and satisfaction. This completely dominates the next section. Here is the exact recurring phrase from the papers. Explain the law of diminishing marginal utility. This is that fundamental law of consumer behavior, dictating that as you consume more and more of a good, your satisfaction decreases. Think of it like pizza, right? That first slice is absolutely amazing. But by the 10th slice, you're feeling sick. But listen, knowing the definition alone isn't going to save you here.
Because here is the trap for the unprepared. To get those full 14 marks, simply defining the law is not enough. The exams explicitly mandate that you draw a diagram to help explain it. You are also specifically asked to state its limitations. For instance, realizing that this law doesn't apply to addictive goods. One paper even asks you to explain the broader law of cardinal marginal utility, which is the somewhat crazy idea that we can actually assign strict numerical values to our satisfaction. You literally have to prove you can visualize the concept and understand its real-world flaws.
Right alongside that, you have this classic comparison, total utility versus marginal utility. Multiple papers ask students not only to explain these 2 concepts, but to deeply discuss how they relate to one another. What they're really looking for is the golden rule. When marginal utility hits 0, total utility is at its absolute maximum. That specific connection is exactly what the examiners are hunting for.
Section 3. Understanding elasticity of demand. Now we reach our third and probably most technical pillar. This is where concepts get very specific very fast. Notice the massive discrepancy in how elasticity is tested based on the source papers. Price elasticity is the heavy hitter here. You have to know how to draw the diagrams, detail the various methods of measurement, and discuss the factors affecting it if you want those big 14-mark answers. Meanwhile, income elasticity and cross-elasticity of demand, they're relegated almost exclusively to the short notes section. So this tells you exactly where you need to focus your heaviest study time.